Hello there, my very good friends. On this wrestling news video, the road to WrestleMania is about to get very interesting.
Is Mariah May heading to WWE?
Bret Hart says certain wrestlers from a certain company are too much like actors.
And Mick Foley is in a car accident, but don't worry, he is fine. I'm Adam Wilborn.
I'm Andy Murray.
And this is the After News.
All right, we're going to talk about the road to WrestleMania. Heating up, getting unpredictable, getting a bit chaotic, getting a bit wild, getting a bit unruly. This is according to John Cena, and you can't trust a word John Cena says. He's a dirty rat of a man, and he's a lying ass man as well. What other kinds of man is he? He's a
bad man.
Bad man.
In his own words.
That's correct. He's a Technicolor dressed man. He's a jorts man with a pinner, apparently, according to Cody Rhodes.
Not much of one anymore, apparently.
Yeah, pinner. But he is also promising more unpredictability is coming on the road to WrestleMania. He has done this in conversation with people, all caps. He was asked about some details.
I shoot the magazine, not just like out in the street.
Yeah, it's human beings, man. Humans being, in the words of Van Halen. He was asked about where his character's heading in the last 2 weeks. Before WrestleMania, all of that stuff. And he said, I'm going to say that there's more unpredictability on the way. Which I think is pretty interesting because that was his last advertised appearance this week. So are we going to see The Rock? Are we going to see Cena show up unannounced? We can only hope. He elaborated a little bit. And he said this very PR-friendly thing. Here's the stance I'm going to take on it, and I think hopefully I can put it in terms that you can understand. Basically saying the person interviewing is an idiot, which is a bit harsh. We're in the middle of a very riveting season of episodic television, and you are kindly asking me to give you spoilers, and I can't do that. What I did really enjoy about your question is you expressed the unpredictability of WWE programming, and I think that's one strong point of the current state of WWE, its unpredictability in its programming. So there we go. Maybe some big things coming up. I know for me this week the promo was a big step forward with Cody. Since then, and has it been unpredictable so far? I mean, I don't necessarily think so. I think like things like, look at the other major programs. We knew that triple threat with Roman, and we knew that was coming. We knew the women's triple threat was coming. The way it's played out has been a bit peculiar with Rhea Ripley kind of...
They salvaged it the last second with that, the way that match on Raw.
Yeah, Rhea kind of running around like a toddler before that, taking a tantrum. And then, so I don't know. Do you think it's been unpredictable?
I think elements have been unpredictable, like in terms of when John Cena first came out as a heel, no one knew what on earth he was going to say, and that's kind of continued as we've gone forward.
Same attire, same music.
Same attire, same music, but very different. I'm going to ruin wrestling. Screw that kid's entire life, basically.
I will beat up a child.
And then, by far and away, I agree. The thing that happened on Monday with him and Cody was the best since the attack at Elimination Chamber for me as John Cena. Yeah, I think some elements of predictability in wrestling is absolutely fine. You wouldn't want them suddenly to be like, well, you thought it was going to be Io and Rhea and Bianca at WrestleMania, but surprise, Santina Morella's been added to the match. It's now like that's not the unpredictability either one. It's the how do we get to the obvious place that we know we're going? There's still elements that have to come together, like obviously not all the matches are sort of nailed in on that card. You can probably sit around and guess that we're going to get some sort of fatal four-way for Bron Breakker's title. But it's coming together now. AJ and Logan Paul got seemingly set up on Raw. So it's the thing of the surprise appearances for me. I agree. Like you say, you've got 5 episodes of telly, 2 Raws, 3 SmackDowns effectively before WrestleMania with no scheduled John Cena appearances. I mean, they don't really need to do anything. They didn't really need to ever have John Cena show up until WrestleMania if they didn't want to. Yeah. Obviously adds a lot to it. But I would like to see Dwayne one time before WrestleMania. I'd like to see
tie it all together.
Cody get his ass handed to him in the rain again, to be honest.
Agreed.
But other stuff I think is fairly obvious where we're heading, but I'm very excited nonetheless. I'm very excited to be there as well.
Yes, absolutely. I would like to, whatever the unpredictability speaks of, just manifest it for sure. Like, a couple of Cena appearances definitely wouldn't go amiss. Like, I wouldn't want to leave it just on that angle. There's a really good promo, but it feels like there is another escalation.
He's not heading into WrestleMania having just been dropped by Cody.
Yeah,
he's getting some sort of revenge.
Exactly. He's got to do something, and if you have this whole sell your soul thing with Dwayne, and then like you just kind of don't really do much with it other than that, it's a bit of a damn squib. But The Rock does what The Rock does. No one's telling that man what to do apart from maybe Brian Gewirtz occasionally. He is, if he wants to, he will be there. If he doesn't want to, he will not be there. Obviously, he's very busy as well. But like, yeah, that man is a big ball of chaotic energy. You cannot stop him. And I don't want anyone to try and stop him.
I feel a lot more confident predicting surprise appearances from The Rock when now the European tour's finished.
Yes, absolutely.
It's like, I can pop down the road 2 hours away on my private jet or whatever it is and turn up and chuck a bin at someone.
Kill the environment, basically. Who is it that took that private jet for like 5 minutes once?
Taylor Swift.
Yeah. What are you on about, Taylor Swift?
Walk it!
Well, yeah, just get a bicycle or something, man.
Yeah.
Piece of
I will say we are flying to Las Vegas 2 weeks today.
In a private jet?
In our own private jet, yeah.
WhatCulture?
Oh, individual private jets.
Yeah. It's like a little biplane. The Wright brothers, they're flying us there. We keep mentioning the Wright brothers on these videos.
So we're trying to get them over.
Rest in peace.
New tag team needs to start in WWE.
I'm Barry Wright, and I'm
Barry Wrong, but together.
Right makes wrong. Right? Oh, what is this? What's going on?
Well, what is going on with...
Shouts to Ian Wright.
Indeed. What is going on, Sean and Bradley Wright Phillips, of course. What is going on with Mariah May, though? She is in a contract year. We know this. And we reported as much a while back and sort of sat here and said, well, she's probably going to be sticking around in AEW because they've done brilliant stuff with her. I doubt you do the Hollywood ending and go, well... Thanks for all that, Mariah. Good luck in your future endeavours. They obviously want her to stick around. Then a load of people started speculating, well, surely WWE would want her. I've no doubt that that's the case, and Fightful have come through with a report as such. Apparently within WWE, after all these rumours started, the sources that Fightful have got say she is not on an internal incoming list. AEW sources would be surprised if Tony Khan didn't have some kind of extension option in there. That is one of those things where basically they get first refusal, don't they? In terms of, it's not just like, oh God, your contract's up in 3 weeks. Do you want this one? And WWE can also say, oh, you could have this one instead.
Yeah, they can just press a button and it adds a year.
Say,
basically.
we'd like you to stick around for another year, and there's no reason why she would not want to do that, considering how well they booked her, of course. Obviously, as Fightful report, WWE wants to bring her in. People in WWE probably have differing opinions on Mariah May. Some want her there, some don't. But she's a brilliant talent. No doubt WWE would want her. But in all likelihood, we'll see how this plays out. AEW are going to exercise that option.
He did say that the people who maybe didn't want Mariah are gone now.
Yes.
So it's an interesting little snippet to this. But yeah, I mean, if I'm Tony Khan and I've got an option year, I think he probably just presses the button and adds that. It would be quite a short term. It would be a 2-year deal if she was to leave this year. She debuted in 2023. That'd be quite a short term thing.
It's flown by, hasn't it?
It has. It feels like just yesterday she debuted and they started this story.
Yeah.
It's a 2-year story, near enough. That's pretty mental. And it paid off with a wonderful death match where they killed each other. That's not an insult. I think that's a good thing. They went hard. It was great. But yeah, like they've obviously booked her as a centerpiece of the division. They could, if AEW wants to keep her, and I can't imagine why they wouldn't. But like they couldn't have made a better sales pitch. We booked you on top with the title for a long time. You were the centerpiece of this very important story with the biggest star in the division.
Slapped your own mother at Wembley.
Yeah, there you go. Slapped your own mum. Rude, but never mind. We've built this thing around you, and we will continue to do that if you want to stay. Also, here's a raise. It's a pretty good pitch.
They're not keeping her off telly because of this contract thing. They are doing it because she just suffered the Hollywood ending match, and it would make no sense for her to come back and be like, just some bog standard matches now. There's no justification for it. I sense if I was going to place a bet, I'd say probably bring her back around sort of Forbidden Door season. Yeah,
agreed. That seems like a good recovery window for the kayfabe injuries.
I don't know if they've confirmed they're doing another Dynamite in the UK before Forbidden Door. I do hope so, because she'd be great on there.
Might be tough with these other companies.
Everything's booked up.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Other companies that are competing.
I can't remember who came first. They both booked.
Yeah, you never know.
Big UK dates.
You never know. In terms of WWE, I mean, like if she was to leave AEW, it's kind of a perfect run, right?
Oh yeah.
It's like start at the bottom, work your way to the top. You're working with Toni Storm the whole way through. You have this big blow off in one of the most high-profile women's matches in AEW history. It's kind of a perfect run.
Yeah.
Like if she wants to leave, like narratively, I mean, What else? What more could you want?
I'm just googling when is May Day to see if that's a Wednesday. Monday. Well, she's going to be on Raw.
There you go.
Congratulations,
Debuting on Raw. Some people were really convinced that she was going to the Fed as soon as the original story broke, because there's some old tweets where she's like,
oh yeah, she was at WrestleMania 38, I think it was.
And there's some from like 4 years ago where she's like, I'm going to get a tryout with Triple H. It's like, I mean,
she was an aspiring wrestler, of course.
Yeah.
She wanted to head to the industry leader.
Why wouldn't you want to get a shot at working for getting most money in I don't know.
It does no harm to a case if she does eventually want to go to WWE by sticking around in AEW, though, does it? Like, the women's division in WWE is so stacked right now, you might as well just keep killing it in AEW and then see what the business looks like in a year or 2 years or whatever. She's great.
People go wild
Yeah.
on the old there was some wild stuff yesterday, the reaction to that AEW Max stuff. You see the guy who made a bunch of like fake accounts?
Oh no.
Oh my god, don't look it up, it'll actively make you stupider.
Oh man.
Well, it's a wild world we live in.
Again, it does not affect you.
Yeah, this is it. Like, I think some people, not our viewers are very smart, but on the twitter.com are more interested in hating on the company they don't like than supporting the one they do like, and that is really sad.
Yeah, it's loser stuff to hate on something that you don't like. By the way, unlucky Mansfield.
Yeah. Shout out to the Beatles and Rangers football
club. They're
club.
in danger of dropping down to our league, Mansfield. Watch
Beatles.
out, boys! That trapdoor's opening up. Come on!
Down you come! Don't you go in that trapdoor with that little plasticine monster? Remember that TV show? That was rocking. What was that little beastie called?
I can't remember.
Was he a big blue guy or something? Yeah. I used to
Let us know
that.
Don't
you open that trapdoor? I don't know the rest, but yeah, there you go. Tell me your favorite trapdoor character, man.
Yeah.
Let me know. Bret Hart.
Is he your favorite?
He's mine. He's doing Bret Hart things.
Oh, I love the guy.
So the thing I like about Bret Hart is his candor and he's willing to just trash stuff. He doesn't hold back. He doesn't dress things up and make them all flowery. But he's talking about AEW and WWE wrestlers here, so people are going to go nuts.
Okay.
I mean, there's some stuff in here I disagree with. We'll talk about it. But Bret was interviewed by Ariel Helwani, who, has his own preferences wrestling-wise, which is fine. Something he doesn't like about wrestlers today, Adam, is that, in his own words, I find that wrestlers are more actors pretending to be wrestlers today than actual wrestlers. I miss the ruggedness of characters. He continued saying that he prefers the 90s era of wrestling, primarily because today's wrestlers are so actory and flamboyant and over the top. He criticized the promo-heavy nature of today's wrestlers and today's programming. But he showed a bit of respect towards talent that are more inclined towards in-ring performance. He complimented Roman Reigns, and he called him somebody who had earned the respect of his generation. There you go. But he also went in a bit on AEW and said that those wrestlers in that company are mostly actors trying to pretend to be wrestling. So I think it's an interesting set of comments, and I don't... He's Bret Hart. I'm not going to fight him.
No.
Also, he's really old. I think he'd probably still kick my ass, to be fair.
Going to the Hall of Fame again this year.
He is indeed.
Well deserved.
Him and Steve Austin, as part of that, have to recreate the entire match.
That's what, if you go into the Hall of Fame, they're going to just do the match again.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be just as good.
Don't go to that. Go to our show instead. WhatCulture.com/tickets.
Hey, there you go. Couple of interesting things here for me, right? Criticizing wrestlers for being more actors, but then putting Roman Reigns over is interesting. Because Roman Reigns is one of the most actory wrestlers in the world.
I love him for it.
I'm not going
to argue with that.
I'm not criticizing him, but like his stuff is so dramatic and like talking in the middle of matches and stuff. It's like, okay, that's interesting. Number two, saying that he prefers talent that are more inclined towards in-ring performance. I think AEW is a much more in-ring focused product than WWE. So maybe some kind of comments that perhaps could have done with some elaboration. Perhaps maybe it was just misconstrued. I don't know. But I love Bret Hart, and I love wrestling. So
yeah, and I understand the old heads are going to prefer the era that they worked into the modern day.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And the business evolves, and the business has to change. And yeah, I can understand. I don't necessarily agree with any of them when they say about like, oh, it's changed in a bad way. Well, not for me. I love it. I love everything about it. I love watching wrestling day in day out.
I think as you transition between eras, you lose some bad stuff, you also lose some good stuff.
Yeah,
I think,
absolutely.
A lot of the time. So, like, when he says stuff like, I miss the the ruggedness of characters. I actually agree with that. Like, I would rather watch a Stan Hansen than a Jey Uso, for example, right? But it's different flavors for different people.
Horses for courses.
Yeah, and like...
we both miss Eddie Kingston, is what we're trying to say.
Yeah, it's been too long.
It.
Come on, Eddie, fix that knee, boy.
Yeah,
fix that thing up.
It's one of those things. I mean, maybe he just doesn't like the fact that a lot of wrestlers nowadays are legit actors, like Cena, Batista.
Maybe the best one, actually, Batista. He's really good. He's so funny in Knives Out.
Yes.
So funny. Jesus.
Yeah.
What a guy.
But, by the way, Michael Hamlet is heading to Bret's bar in Calgary, so if you want to suggest where else he should head when he heads up there, let him know.
He's going to wear pink.
I think he's gonna explode with joy when he arrives there. That's like a pilgrimage for him.
Yeah.
But congratulations to Bret on going into the Hall of Fame again this year.
Yeah. It's a great match. Just some people debate.
Real flashbacks to the Hall of Fame previously with Bret Hart there.
Yeah.
Let's bulk up the security this year, guys.
Yeah. Yes.
Jesus
I don't think FTR are available, but
What's that? Stick one on you, dickhead.
What the hell? Beating up an old man. Jesus.
Right, let's talk about Mick Foley, because you may have seen a very scary image doing the rounds on social media of Mick looking like Mick always looks, happy-go-lucky, next to a pretty smashed-up car. And he posted on social media, "Tough day for Mick. I have no idea how I'm still walking after this accident. I'm in hospital now. I'm sore from my knees to my neck, including a minor concussion. Thankfully avoided serious injury by the sounds of this. But yeah, he was in a nasty-looking car wreck. Obviously, there was talk of him potentially having one more wrestling match. That was kind of put paid that with his history of concussion issues. So it's not completely good news, all this. Never nice to hear a legendary wrestler who's been through so much like Mick suffering from a concussion, but I suppose small mercies is what we can be thankful for. Get well soon, Mick, from all of us here at WhatCulture.
Driving in America is mental as well. My sister recently moved to one of the bigger states in the US. She was looking for a car, and her colleagues were like, she didn't want to get like a big ass truck thing, but then her colleagues were like, no, get a big ass truck, because someone is going to hit you. Like, at some point, someone's going to rear end you or whatever. You want the big sturdy beast. And the best wishes to Mick, obviously. Glad it's not so serious. The thing with Mick is that he's probably been in about 7 or 8 matches that had a similar impact on his body in terms of concussions. But yeah, like a guy who obviously wrestling took a big physical toll on him. I'm glad that he's still such a cheery dude. Like,
he is, yeah.
Like, I love him. I think
he's got the right attitude with the modern day, isn't he?
He's a good egg by all accounts, Mick Foley. And who doesn't love Mick Foley?
Imagine getting into a car accident, getting out, oh my God, are you alright? Is that Mick Foley?
Is that Cactus Jack?
Yeah.
What the hell? Dude love, just waltzing out of the car, doing the shimmy and all that.
I did think that when someone, we were driving to, I think our last show for Sweet Chin Disco, and someone cut us up on the drive into Birmingham, and I was like, imagine looking back and like, oh God, Mark Henry's in the front seat.
He's the world's strongest man. What am I going to do?
Pick up my car and throw it over Birmingham.
Yeah, man, people, I don't know, where am I going? I don't know. Don't drive weird.
Be careful out there.
Don't drive weird.
Click every trip.
Good. There you go. Good advice for the drivers of this area that we live in.
Oh boy.
They're bad up here.
Yep.
They don't indicate on roundabouts at all.
I think some people genuinely don't know their indicators exist.
Yeah.
Right. Time for me to turn left, I guess.
There's an area on my drive to the supermarket that's 20 miles an hour. Frequently, I get overtaken by dudes doing like 60 on that.
Do they think someone's missed a zero off that?
Yeah.
Well, that must be wrong.
200. There we go. Crazy people. Just
drive
drive safe.
There.
Drive safe, man. Don't be an idiot. Don't be one of those little guys.
You know what an idiot would do? Not click on this video right
morning
here.
News.
Morning news. Check it out.
Morning news for you.
See you later, guys.
Bye.